The Scottish National Party MP claimed he will not support Theresa May's Brexit deal at the end of the negotiations unless the deal will ensure Britain remains a member of the single market and the customs union, but when faced with the proposition that voting down the Prime Minister's proposal in Parliament will be the equivalent of supporting the only alternative of a no-deal scenario, Mr. Blackford denied the accusation, urging Parliament to call for a second referendum. He told BBC Politics Live host Joe Coburn, "That's not what we're going to be doing. We've done a couple of things this weekend. I made it clear that we will not support a deal that is going to bring economic hardship to the people of Scotland, and we've also said that we will support the proposition of a people's vote," but the BBC host hit back, suggesting Mr. Blackford's statement could confuse viewers into thinking a second Brexit vote was already on the table. She blasted, "Yes, but that's not on the table, Ian Blackford. That is not on the table, and it's not on the table in Parliament. So let me just set up the scenario, so we don't confuse the viewers." Brexit news. Ian Blackford shut down by BBC host Joe Coburn on his second Brexit vote. Image, BBC. "So let me just set up the scenario, so we don't confuse the viewers." Joe Coburn, because they may think that a second referendum is actually on the table in Parliament at the moment. It isn't. It might be in the future, but it isn't. So when Theresa May comes back to Parliament with a deal, it'll be her deal, which you said you won't be able to support because it won't be remaining in the customs union and the single market, or it'll be no deal, and that way you will have to support no deal or vote against the deal that she's putting to the House. Speaking on the eve of the Scottish National Party conference, SNP leader Nicola Sturgeon set out her strategy to sink Prime Minister Theresa May's Brexit plans and keep Scotland inside the EU, after she confirmed her support for a people's vote. The SNP leader pledged her support for a so-called people's vote on the final Brexit deal on Sunday. The First Minister told Andrew Marr, "If that was the choice, no doubt calls for a second referendum would grow in those circumstances. We would not stand in the way of a second referendum. So-called people's vote. SNP MPs would undoubtedly vote for that proposition. We would, of course, want to talk to people about how we ensure that Scotland does not end up in the same position all over again, where we voted to remain in the EU but find ourselves facing exit completely against our will."